Hello and welcome to the Everyday Board Game Podcast. I'm your host Daniel.
And I'm your host Daniel.
And welcome to our newest episode of Board Game Breakdown. Kids Table Board Games.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. With it being the Thanksgiving season,
Yep.
We kind of wanted to do something that is family friendly, so here you go.
We wanted to pick, it was like a light bulb moment, right? We were discussing, it's like, man, what are those games that really encourage kids to play too, but they're like family level And then you were just like lit up because you're like, got it, because we had just played Cafe Barras, just real recently.
Yeah.
So we did kid table board games. Now, like these episodes, there's a lot of times where I'm like, hey, we need to do this publisher, we need to do this designer, and you're like, okay, I don't know much of their stuff. This is mine for that. So this is, you're definitely way more experienced with this
I've played a lot more games than I thought I have, but there's a lot of games I have not touched. And more recent stuff is what I played. I think from what I was pulling up here, I played maybe 4 or 5 games, but I haven't played everything. Especially like the earlier stuff, like the first one here, or the first one, I'm looking at it. Like the first 5 I have never played.
Okay, well, I can... As of that time, when I finally played that made 2.
Well, no, that's right.
I've only played Diced Veggies and I've played Cafe Barras now.
You've only played the small ones.
Yep.
You haven't even played any of the big games.
I haven't played the good ones. Yeah. There's one that I've always been interested in, honestly, and I'll talk about that when I get to it, but there is one that I've always intrigued me.
There's also another one, we are recording this ahead. I think we're about 2-3 weeks ahead right now. But currently, right now, if you're watching us live on Twitch, their more recent Kickstarter is active today, which is the follow-up to Maple Valley and Creature Comforts, which is interesting because Creature Comforts, it's all about fall and you're getting into hibernation. You're trying to get that cozy stuff. Maple Valley is about spring blooming and you're going out and exploring. And the new one, a River Market, I think that's what it's called, is summertime, and you're basically setting up a market sale, like a farmer's market type thing. And I'm like, okay, what are you going to do for winter now? Because you had all the seasons.
Yeah. Survive. Survival of the
There's their survival game right there. There's their marriage trash game.
Yeah, there you go. You roll.
You roll to survive.
Roll. Nuts! I gathered 12 nuts this round. Look at me.
A little push your luck in. There you go. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting. And also, but people don't realize Kids Table Board Game is an offshoot of another company. We've played quite a few of these games as well. This is Burnt Island Games. They did Endeavor Deep Sea right behind you.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is an offshoot. These are for like the family-friendly games, and their other gaming is more the heavier type Euros we played in the Hall of the Mountain King. Yeah, and those kind of styles games. Yeah,
cool, awesome. Well, then I'm in. Let's see what this is about. I'll give my honest, undisposed opinions on these games. Having not played it, I'll see what I can figure out.
And with that being said, when this goes live, this will be the week we're at BGG Con for the spring. So if you're out in that area and you're hearing this, come speak with us. You'll see us. We'll probably be either in our blue gear. You know what I look like. I got the beard. I'll be in a baseball hat of some sort or another.
I'm willing to put money on it. Yep.
We'll have Dom with us as well. And so come say hi.
Actually, you know what? You'll be a little sad, Daniel. A little bit of beginning banter before we begin the episode. So, me and my business partner, mutual friend of ours, Jim, just traveled to YumaCon in Yuma, Arizona. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to go into the full, what are you doing outside of gaming, right?
We'll talk about that probably next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week. But this was the first year. They gave us a little package of little doodads and souvenirs and stuff like that, as a thank you. And they included a baseball cap this year. The 1 year...
The 1 year I didn't go.
The 1 year you didn't go, you couldn't have had a baseball cap. But it was a plastic clippy so you wouldn't have worn it.
No.
But still, I like the fact that it's the 1 year you didn't go, I got the hat.
Yeah.
Ha.
That's fine. You can have the hat. I have more than enough hats, and I have more than enough clippy hats. Those are my smoking hats. Yeah. So when I go outside and smoke a brisket, that's what I'm wearing.
Yeah. I mean, you're at the level of hats where if I open this closet door right here, it would be a cavalcade of... hats falling down.
I actually had to make a rearrangement. So I used to have everything else, the teams that are defunct and my NHL, my MLS, or not MLS, but the New Mexico United and the college football, all in one section, and then have all my baseball hats in their respective, single A, high A, double A, triple A, major league.
Yeah.
Well, I had to move all my professional, like my NFL hat and my NHL hats, over to the Major League Baseball side of things because the everything else, which is the New Mexico United and all the other stuff, is all the way to my roof.
Oh, jeez.
That's how many hats I have right there.
How many do you have altogether? If you had to guess.
I've never counted.
You don't want to know.
No, I do want to know. I actually have to count. In fact, I just got a new one that has been sprayed. I have and another local soccer team had a sale for their hat. It's a stretch fit, the El Paso Locomotives, which are right down the roads from us. Yep. And I love their style, their colors too, because they're two-tone blue, which is one of my favorite styles.
Right.
And so I have that, but it's sprayed and it's got to air out while it's sitting in the garage, but it has to go into that pile as well. But I have now 2 soccer hats. I have 4 hockey hats. I have, and we did this, I have 9 Chicago Cubs hats. I got 2 Cleveland Indian hats, and I got 2 Rockies hats, and then I have like 3 NFL hats, and those are like the everything else in Major League Baseball sports.
Yeah.
My minor league hat system, I am almost done with at least 1 hat for every AAA team in the Pacific Coast League. I'm just missing the Rainers, so that is 15.
That'll be ordered after this episode.
I think that's like 14 hats or something like that. Or see, it's 10 hats, I believe.
Wow.
Just for there. So I have 9 there, but mind you, I have multiple of one team. I have a lot of Chihuahuas hats. I have almost every single Chihuahuas hat with the different designs. So I have the Marvel hat. I have the swinging Chihuahua. And all the different stuff that they've done, really. I also have El Paso Diablos, which was another team over there.
Yep.
So if I had to do a rough estimation of how many hats I have currently...
Including that one.
Including the one I'm wearing right now, which is the Sugarland Space Cowboys.
Yep.
I would say I have about close to 100.
You heard it here first. So, if we go see us at BGG Con, look for a hat. It'll be the one.
It'll be the one. And I tend to wear them in cycles. So, if it's like right now, this is a AAA hat. So tomorrow or the next time I wear a hat, which is more whenever I go out of the house, it's going to be a major league hat, whether it's NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball. It's going to be one of those. After that, it's going to go to one of the other hats and then back into high or low A, high A, single or double A, triple A.
Cool.
So you'll see different variations of hats matching what I'm wearing for that day. So I need to make sure if I'm wearing my everyday board games, I need my yellow and blue hat.
You gotta represent. All right, shall we get into today's news?
Let's get into news, because there's some good ones.
All right, I'll be starting us off today. So we have 4 pieces of news, and the listeners of the podcast will know that we are big fans of the Essenspiel in Germany. We've never been, unfortunately. If somebody would like to sponsor us to go down there, please let us know. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, they announce a lot of news there. They used to announce it at like different expos and different conventions here in the United States. Yeah. Less so because now Essen is just kind of the big one. Turnstile, they have like 200,000 people over the 4 days. Essen's a big one because crazy. A lot
of the companies are European-style companies. Right. And the rest of the world goes to Essen more than they do to Gen Con, which is the big one here in the States.
Yep.
And so there is some news that run up to Gen Con. In fact, you're going to see more of that news in like June, right at Origins, when they're doing like the con season.
Yeah.
They'll start it all up, and it's like, hey, this is going to be the new release for Gen Con. Right. And it's that kind of thing. So that
drum up some buzz about it.
Yeah. Mainly at Essen is like you'll hear spatterings and everything, and then you go into the Essen It's like, oh, by the way, this is coming out. Oh, by the way, this is coming out. And you're like, oh God, I got to keep up here.
A lot of it gets lost in the shuffle. And there was one where they showed a picture behind a couple of designers. I don't know if you saw this. It was really weird. They haven't formally announced it. It's from Ravensburger. And there was a game that they made a while back called Labyrinth. It's a classic Ravensburger
Oh, they've
game.
Announced it.
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about, but yeah, they've announced it.
I had to say it because I was like, as soon as I saw this, I was like, wait, what?
Yep.
So Labyrinth,
once you said Labyrinth, I'm like...
versions of it, right?
Yeah.
They've made a Pokemon version. They made this, and basically it's like this slidey puzzle game. It's a really clever little game.
Yeah.
I actually I still have my copy.
What
somewhere.
is the marble one then called? I thought that was Labyrinth.
That is a labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
I mean,
okay.
or a wooden labyrinth,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not branded labyrinth. It's
Yeah.
just that's what a labyrinth is, right?
Yeah,
It's a maze.
A maze, yeah.
And so labyrinth, the game, like is where you're sliding those tiles in. And so they finally decided to put in a game that also has also has tiles in it.
Yep.
That's been around forever, Carcassonne. Although Ravensburger didn't own Carcassonne, right?
Yeah.
So they had to talk about that. So they're making a crossover Carcassonne Labyrinth. I'm very excited about this. I'm going to buy it because yes, why not?
I'm kind of disappointed.
Why?
I'd rather Carcassonne go to Awakened Realms.
I agree. Well, you see, here's the thing. Awakened Realms has done a Labyrinth also.
I know, but...
So they've working with it. So, if this goes well enough, they have a little bit of extra hand into the pot of, possibly doing Carcassonne.
Imagine the 3D kind of tiles they would do for that with the little bit of walls.
Can you imagine?
How expensive that would be?
That would be beautiful. You know what I would
for all the expansions?
You know what I would love to see? Multi-layered acrylic tiles. And what I mean by that is they print like the ground on the back of it, right? Then they print like the roads, then the towns, and have it like certain parts, kind of like those paper theaters, or it's like the different layers
where
of paper.
The building walls are higher than say the roads.
Yep,
and
exactly.
The
but it's all just like flat sheets that are overlapped.
Yeah.
If you could have like a 4 level acrylic tile that had some depth to it.
So expensive.
Yeah. Oh my God, I would spend hundreds for that.
You would.
I would consider thousands for that.
Again, off tangent. Go ahead, go to Labyrinth.
But that's what it was. Carcassonne Labyrinth. Super excited. Anyway.
No, yeah, but I was like, that's cool. That's great news. I wish Awakened Realms got it because that would probably get you into. Well, I think didn't you back the Puerto Rico? No, you didn't do that.
No, I didn't.
That's right.
I did the Castles of Burgundy. That's the only one I've done.
And I'm picking up your copy of San Juan this
Yes.
way. It wouldn't cost you the game price for shipping.
I know it was $20 for the game, $20 more for shipping. I'm like, I don't need it that bad.
It only added like $5 to my shipping.
I know. Like, I'll pay an extra $5, sure, and I appreciate you for doing that. No, that would have been ridiculous either way. So yeah, Carcassonne Labyrinth or Labyrinth Carcassonne, whatever
it's gonna be called.
It's gonna be called. Yeah, I'm in.
All right, the first bit of news here is my continuing saga of Simon here.
We need a title card that goes continuing saga.
This is Simon's continued descent, as I put it on my notes here. First off, before the bigger news, which I'm going to talk about, and probably a lot of people heard about, but it affects me and actually quite a few in our game group. 3 of the 4 people it affects. You're the one.
Me.
Is first off, they sold their Taiwanese headquarter for an increase of cash flow and stuff like that. I think it was like 20 million or something like that to help them stay afloat. Then they sold off another major IP. This one is still currently not in backers yet. They sold Cthulhu Death May Die, everything, but including the most recent Kickstarter, Forbidden Reaches, to Asmodee, who is going to take it over. Now, Asmodee has said there is going to be a delay, but they are going to make sure it gets to backers. And I'm hoping they do, because I have a 3-foot Godzilla I want to hang out with, all right? I showed my wife a video of that, and she's like, where are you going to put it? I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Over here.
He'll hang out with the stuffies that we have back there.
Yeah, exactly. What stuffies? Anyway, carry on.
But, again, they sold it. There is going to be a bit of a delay, but backers will get it eventually. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. You never know. It is crowdfunding. It's not a guarantee. At this point, Simon has sold Cthulhu, the Eric Lang trilogy, Rising Sun, Ankh, and what is the other one? Blood Rage. That got sold. Zombicide got sold. Both games that they bought, the Mythic IPs. So as of right now, and then with the Cthulhu one, as of right now, the only big IP that I can think of CMOD still has is the United System.
Yep.
They may have like their other little things. I know they just released a little small card game, and that's what's going to be their model. Is they're still going to send stuff to retail stores. Yep. They're getting away from crowdfunding for a little bit to kind of recover. They're doing small little card games. I think Johannes Guppy is has one of the first games called Collect. That's going into stores. That was actually shown off at Essen recently.
Yep.
But yes, the only big IP that I can think of they still have is the United System, Marvel, and DC Superheroes United. That's a conglomeration with Spin Masters. But other than that, like, they may have like the other little ones. A lot of their Ameritrash. I think they still have Dune as of right now. Dune Arrakis. I think they're still trying to fulfill that one.
Okay.
So I think that might be still in their way. I haven't seen anything about being sold, but you never know what the way this is going. In fact,
I mean,
when this finally airs for our listeners, there may be another bit of news that I have to come out with in December. I'm hoping this is the last one for the year, because in all honesty, this is getting a little rough.
It's been consistent, like, like the past 6 months.
Since like June.
Yeah.
It's been... and so when we were talking about this recently, we were like, oh, we got to do the news and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, and I have my obligatory piece of CMON news. And I was telling you the thing. And literally the day after we talked about it is when they said they sold Cthulhu Death May Die. Yep. And so Gamehead Geek said, yeah, now they did this.
Yep.
And I'm like, yep, heard about that. So yes, that is the continuance of the CMON saga. Hopefully this is the last one of the year, but we'll find out in another month.
Speaking of more sad news, Amigo Games has announced that they are closing their U.S. branch for the foreseeable future. Probably they're not going to bring it back. It was helmed by 2 people, Alex Yeager, who...
Great guy.
Great guy, yeah. He worked for Mayfair for a long time. I've had the pleasure of meeting him a number of times. He's always been pleasant. He's always been a lovely person.
He's the person that kicked your butt at Kabinga.
Yeah, he destroyed me at Kabinga. And he wasn't even trying. He just absolutely decimated me. He was literally playing random cards. And just destroyed me somehow. It was hilarious. But anyway, no, really nice guy. And everybody else who was working there, it's sad to hear, but I'm sure they'll stay in the industry one way or another. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that Amigo Games is closing. They've been around for like multiple decades, you know, and they have a lot of flagship titles. They have stuff like Llama and all these things, and they're licensing some of those games to Hasbro to print here, and I'm sure they'll bring over some of their other titles, like probably how they used to, like through either like Rio Grande Games or Z-Man or whatever titles. Publishers that they go through. Maybe they'll work with CMON, I don't know, and get some titles that they can license for a little bit.
Well, I don't think CMON should be licensing anything.
No, probably not. But it wouldn't look good for either of them. But yeah, Amigo Games US is closing. It's kind of a bummer, but
it kind of makes sense.
It makes sense.
It makes sense with the way the business is right now. Yes, they're a small card game, but it's better for them, instead of having their own body work here and dealing with the tariffs and the shipping situations and stuff like that. Just easier to license it and let the other companies deal with that. It makes sense.
Figure it out.
It's sad people are losing positions, and hopefully they bounce back somewhere else in the industry. But it is what it is. It's such a small industry. More than likely, they are going to find a job somewhere. I can actually see Alex end up going to All Play, because he's the bread and butter was Amigo with the small little card games, and All Play's really big about the little small card games too.
I can see that.
Yeah. So. Yeah. We'll see what happens there. That's just me spitballing out there. I can just see, because his knowledge would be really good for All Play as well.
Right, because he also worked for a couple other companies too. But in the transition of when Mayfair closed up to Amigo, I think he did work in between at a couple others. I just don't know off the top of my head. But either way, again, he's a great guy. Sad to see this happening, because Amigo is like one of my favorite publishers.
Yeah, they have some of the fun card games. Unless it's a Reiner Knizia one, then we'll see.
Suddenly a haterade all of a sudden. Anyway.
I don't like Llama. You're the only one in this group that enjoys Llama.
I don't think the others dislike it.
Not Gamehead Geek. Damn it, Dom was ambivalent towards it.
Yeah, I think they're like indifferent. You're the only one who I think actively hates it.
I don't actively
hate it. I'm probably
the
champion, and they're just kind of like, guys, calm down.
Yeah. Well,
take it outside.
I think the big part of it too is that you were like, "Oh, this is a great game. I like what it's doing," and me and Damn it Dom was like, I'd rather play another, like, the plethora of other card games that we have out there."
Yeah, no, there's something about it that's charming in my game groups and my family.
Don't Llama Dice? That is a fantastic game.
It's different. It's wild. I need to get Llama Cadabra.
Of course you do.
Yeah, do you know what the difference is between that?
No.
All right, I'm going to tell you real quick. I'm sorry. So it has an additional chip. It has the Llama Cadabra card, which is the special llama that can only be played after a llama but before a 1. And it's worth 20 points if you keep it in your hand, which sucks. But there is another chip. It is a 20-point victory point chip, and I think it's pink or whatever. And you take that just like all the other chips, and if you win one of the rounds, you can return that one instead.
It's still Llama.
It's basically the same thing, but it's a magic theme too. So yes, Llama Cadabra. I need to get it.
Anyways, My next bit of news, as we were just talking about Asmodee picking up Cthulhu May Die, they also are starting up a new studio. This one is going to be called Moodbox Games. It's a party game focused studio for them to corner more of the mass market in the U.S. kind of thing. So think of like Just One, which is like a party game that you can find in the mass market, or Exploding Kittens, which I think is under the Asmodee flag. I mean, their own company, but they're
No, I think Exploding Kittens is different. No.
But I think they're under the Asmodee. I think they're either the distributing partner or they basically bought into it, because they're going after everything lately.
Yeah.
But yes, so their goal is to have unique games with stunning visuals, appeal, and quality components with affordable prices, which is sounds good, and it does sound like
that sounds great on paper.
Yeah, that sounds like they are trying to go into that mass market kind of thing. But I mean, we've seen mass market party games do pretty good.
The long rectangular box now, where like Cards Against Humanity led the way for that. Now with like all of the party games,
all the party
like
games.
What Do You Meme and Hitster.
What are the other? Hitster is one. That was one I was thinking of, and there's another one that just the Mantis one that you like. Is it just called Mantis?
Yeah, Mantis. I mean, that's in a
but it's that kind of party game, and it's colorful, so it's gonna pop on the shelf for the non-gamers like us. It is to get more people in who play like stuff like Uno and Cards Against Humanity and stuff like that. So it's interesting. They want to expand their presence there. They are also currently accepting submissions for people who want to submit for party games. So there is that for our resident designers out there.
This is Asmodee, you say?
Yep. Look up for Moodbox Games. That's
Moodbox Games.
I made sure to put that note on there just specifically for you.
Thank you so much. All right. What are we doing here? All right. Number two. Number three. The next piece of news I want to talk about was an announcement that I'm surprised. Our game group didn't like suddenly massively text each other when we heard about this, or maybe I'm the only one who has heard about it. But they announced the new Terraforming Mars game.
They didn't announce it. They kind of put it in the background. I'm like sitting there like, is it or is it not? I don't know.
The Legacy of Mars.
The Legacy of Mars.
They're going to make a Legacy Terraforming Mars game, which that theme is very appropriate for a Legacy game.
Oh yeah, because you're
cool
literally going to make permanent changes to the board,
right? Or
Mars. In
now,
this
what
case.
I hope you don't do, or what I hope that they don't do, and I bet they probably will, is that you have to terraform it each time. That makes no sense. I mean, I'm sure there's more to it than that. Like some structures will stay stable, right?
Yeah.
You know, but though I hope it's not just like, all right, pick one of your tiles that you built this turn, and then that's permanent, and then everything else wipes out, and then do it again. Like I'm curious to see how
they would do it, but I think it could work in a sense that we're gonna be constantly terraforming it, because it's gonna be a planet that's gonna be fighting back and nothing's gonna stay permanent. But hey, that nuclear reaction did help there, so maybe now the oxygen temperature or the heat temperature is gonna be slightly higher the next game because the nuclear fallout is warming things up.
Exactly.
So there is stuff that they can do. I'm interested to see how they're going to do it, because I don't know if Rob Daviau is attached to it. So I
don't think so. No.
I wonder if it's just going to be Frix's Games and what is it, Stronghold or Eckertspiel? Who has it now?
Indie Board and Cards.
Indie Board and Cards. Yeah.
Well,
which owns Stronghold. Yeah.
But I mean, what's curious about it is because Frixelius Games or Frixelius Games, I don't know how to pronounce it. My apologies. They made that Legacy game that I played, the one-player one, and
that's another thing too. We're going to talk about.
I was very enamored with that, the way he approached it and how he approached Legacy. So I am excited about this. Although Terraforming Mars is not one of my favorite games, it's fine.
No accounting for taste.
I do like Legacy a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I am curious if enough of that flavor is going to spill over into it, where it justifies the Legacy part of it. We've had long discussions about the differences of what we do and don't like about Legacy
games, yeah.
And I think this might actually fit the bill.
Well, my thing about it, too, is Rob Daviau is where you get a lot of your story from.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily true lately. A lot of his newer ones that he's worked on, they've just been kind of a cavalcade of, like, mechanisms. Like Ziggurat was another one. That was a real simple one. A lot of his like lesser known ones, like I mean, the story wasn't exactly strong in Ticket to Ride Legacy, right? You know,
my wife would disagree with you.
Okay, she can. That's fine. But like, I'm talking comparatively. To,
comparatively,
like, the pandemics, right? You know, but and while it's this, don't get me wrong, the Legacy game, the Kingdom Legacy, that's what it was called, the one player, didn't have a storyline per se.
You just made permanent changes.
Well, no, I mean the permanent changes you made actually kind of led you to developing your own story about it in a pretty nifty way. It's like, well, I have to deal with this thing. I have to do with this. Oh, this is cool. I'm going to make him like this, and you're doing things that add to that flavor, but not so much like it's like, oh, I'm just doing the same game over and over. You know what I mean? Like it was very clearly, it's like, oh man, I'm gonna have to deal with this eventually, but not today. You know, maybe next game I can work on it a little bit better. You know, it was a really clever system.
Alrighty, we'll see. I saw bits and pieces of it, but I didn't even see it like on Board Game Geek when I started looking up at it. So I was like, are they just kind of squeaking it in right now and haven't really got too much depth into it?
I think they said it was like 2027 or something.
Yeah,
it's going to be
more
a
than
while,
likely it's
or
probably
quarter 4 26.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a Kickstarter in say or either quarter 1 26 or quarter 2 26, and won't even be released till quarter 1 of 27. That's honestly what I think is going to happen. Hopefully, they're streamlining it and working it all the way through right now.
I hope so.
But my next bit of news here I'm going to talk about is actually an interesting one. In the fact that the industry, which is all about board games right now, but CCG has made a big climb recently because of what Disney Lorcana did. Well, they got sued by Upper Deck for breach of contract and a bunch of other stuff, stolen IP, stuff like that. Disney and Ravensburger got a lawsuit handed to them by Upper Deck. Well, that just recently, first off, Upper Deck had their lawsuit mostly thrown out recently, about a week ago, honestly, as of recording. And they're like, okay. And so next thing I know, I'm like, okay, that's going to be on my news. And I was writing it down. And then I was like, okay, I'll get back to this. It was a little late at night when I found this. And then I looked up the next day or a couple days later, and apparently they settled said lawsuit with Upper Deck and Ravensburger. Ravensburger has agreed to pay Upper Deck $39,000, which represents the contract fee that was given to Ryan Miller. Yes, designer Ryan Miller. Now, what people don't realize, if you're not familiar with it, Disney Lorcana was created around COVID time. Came out, sold gangbusters, and still selling pretty well. In fact, I love the co-op system of it. It's fantastic. But next thing you know, Upper Deck came out and said, hey, no, we were doing something like this called Rise of Icar, which is like Greek mythology. It is out, so I want to get a couple starter decks just to see and compare the two, because I think that would be a fun compare and contrast episode. So they said, wait, hold up. We had him under contract. This happened, but it's like, wait, didn't you release him out of the contract because of COVID and stuff like that? So I don't know what happened with there, but
it's just one of those things where in a nutshell, they were like, all right, well, he was working for us when he came up with a lot of these systems. Since he was under our contract at the time, those belong to us, right? There's a lot of companies that do that. If you work for a firm as a development team or development firm, that anything you create in that realm is theirs while you're employed there.
And the thing is, you got to also realize about Upper Deck, they are, and just like Disney, they're a whole thing. Upper Deck isn't just board games. Their card system, they sell baseball cards, football cards. They've sold not Pokemon cards that you can play in the game, but just the photo art cards. So they have that. I think they had a contract with the WWE at one point in time. Because I remember people collected them. So they are a card company first. That's where their bread and butter is. And then they got to the game system because, hey, we make cards. Why don't we make card games? Right. And I'm surprised it took them this long to get into an LCG, first off.
Right. Their system is really solid for that already. Kind of surprising.
Surprising it took them this long. But yeah, so there was that whole thing. They settled for $39,000 for the breach of contract fee or whatever. However, And this was a little blurb at the article I was reading. It was like on Walt Disney World or something like that. When it popped up onto me on like one of my news feeds because I've been researching this thing.
Yeah.
Because when I saw the settlement, they are going to continue their suit in Europe, and they're going to use the settlement that they made here in the U.S. in their lawsuit in Europe because Europe law forbids profiting from another's breach of contract. So they are suing Ravensburger and not really Disney, just mainly Ravensburger in the Netherlands based on their settlement here in the U.S. on a breach of contract in Europe.
That's dirty.
Yeah. When I
mean, I'll be honest. If you read between those lines, that makes Upper Deck look trashy.
Yeah, it does.
Like, and it,
but
by the way, this is just opinion. This is just how it looks.
Yeah.
But
you settle the lawsuit in the U.S. where you can use said settlement in another lawsuit in Europe, basically to block Disney and Ravensburger from selling their thing over there.
Well,
yeah, that might bite you in the butt when you're trying to get licensing fees for some of your new Upper Deck series. They just recently announced a new Legendary set that's coming out, DC, mind you.
Yep.
But that also can hurt you if you want to try to get the Marvel license back, and you had it for a little bit, but Disney's probably sitting there like, wait a minute here. We're making money off of this, and you're blocking us from making money off of this. Yep. So you might lose your Marvel license once it runs out. And the thing is, Disney owns a lot of the stuff that you want to get into, like Star Wars, like all that stuff, and you're doing this in Europe. That can hurt you and backfire, not just in business aspects. It can hurt you with gamers, too.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Wow, yeah. I forgot they had a Marvel license, too.
Yeah. So, yeah.
We'll see about that.
We'll see what happens with that lawsuit.
Yeesh. All right. And my last bit of news, which I'm actually quite excited about. This was not a game announcement or not a formal announcement that I'm aware of because this company doesn't really announce their games. But they do post their stuff on Board Game Geek. And I just every once in a while look at their company and see what new games are coming out from them, whether they've announced it or not. This is the third in the series from Gamewright Games. This is their third one. This is Dragon Isles.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
The island theme new game from Dragonwood, Dragon Realm, now Dragon Isles.
Mm-hmm. I think it's better than Dragon Realms. Dragon Realms was fine.
It was fine. It had some cool parts in it, and I like how more gamified it was. I am wholeheartedly intrigued by it.
But they added worker placement to it that just kind of felt like you shoehorned worker placement into.
It was a little weird.
Yeah. It didn't feel like it worked with the Dragonwood game itself. The card system. Let's see how that goes at Isles. I think it would be interesting, in all honesty.
From everything, all the information that I know of, it's all on Board Game Geek. You can see some of the still pictures, some of the component overall pictures. Because again, they haven't really talked about it too much.
I saw an announcement somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure it was formally announced somewhere,
on Instagram, and because we follow Gamewright Buffalo on our Instagram, it was on one of their reels.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so I don't go to Instagram all that often. I should.
I check it I check it here and there, not really for the posting, but I check the board game companies.
Yeah.
When they put something on reels, I want to see if they're doing something that we need to pay attention to.
Exactly.
We're always excited for if Happy Camper announced something. Or
Which the reason why I'm so excited about Happy Camper, too, is because the lead developer, Jason Schneider, I forget his name, he was the main guy in Gamewright. Mm-hmm. He was the main game developer there.
Yeah.
And he went and did his own company. So, again, now I have two companies to look at. And I thought when he was leaving, I was like, I don't know if they're going to do anything more. But a third in the trilogy of a series that we already like, yeah.
Well, what's also nice too is that Gamewright basically took over Buffalo, so their mass market aspect, their family friendly aspect, they have someone to take care of that after losing this guy. So
yeah, exactly. So either way, it's pretty cool. So Dragon Isles, that is the last bit of news that I had.
And my last bit of news is just a plethora and smattering of DeVere announcements that they announced at SN. I only wrote down a few of the stuff here especially the stuff I'm really intrigued by.
Yep. Stuff we're excited about.
Yeah, the first off one is Rock Hard expansion. Called the Hit List. You're gonna have managers, and there's gonna be some sort of module module in here where you could keep a track of all your hits and stuff.
The hot list. Yeah.
So
it's like a billboards chart,
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome.
It looks interesting. Plus, I love that game. It's still a fantastic game that I enjoy playing. I need to bust it out again soon.
That might be my favorite female designer now. Like, I mean, I have a handful of them, but like that. I mean, it's one game, right?
Yeah.
But it's a really good game.
She's up there with she'd probably top 3. Of course, Elizabeth Hargrave. I love most of the stuff that she's done. Connie Vogelman has done really good stuff for me as well. And then her, what's her name? What did I say? Jamie? No, it's Jamie Foxx. Something Fox, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is, but it's Fox. She was part of a band back in the day, so she knows she lived this experience, which makes it even hilarious.
Yep.
And if you get a chance on that one, go to watch It Played from Meeple University.
Yes.
It is by far the funniest Let's Play, or not Let's Play, but teach that I've ever seen.
It's subtle. You got to watch it. He throws in some zingers in there that are...
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
So go check that out. But anyways, that's the big one, is the hit list. That's the one I'm looking forward to. A new Danny Garcia game. He's a person that we kind of keep an eye on, called Gaudi. Who's that architect, which I think is a big part of Barcelona, if I remember correctly.
Probably, yeah.
Well, you're doing a lot of his design, or like dealing with him as a person, and you're doing different types of arts. It looks really good. It is a crunchy Euro, but it looks really good. I like Danny Garcia's stuff. I'm still waiting for Coming of Age. I want to try that one. That kind of theme just intrigues me.
I'm excited to try that Voynich puzzle.
Oh, yeah. You were telling me about that. The next one I'm going to talk about is their couple of solo games. First off, Ace of Spades is now coming back to the market with a small...
I've been wanting to play
I've been wanting to get this one.
Yep.
It got pulled from the market because of sensitivity issues, which I get because there was not an incarcerated person. There was a slave person in this game. Let's just call it what it is. There was a bit of an issue. They are like, okay, we're going to take this back. We're going to fix this, put it out there. Take it how you will. I agree with this.
Props to them for doing
this. Yeah,
you know, they made a bad decision to release it in the first place. You know, they didn't do their adequate research.
Yeah.
But when they actually recalled a board game after release and was like,
people
you know what?
had stores pull it off their shelf that they had on their shelf and be like, here's your money back. You can order it once we're finished with this.
Yep. I mean, props to them. Like they I know it cuts in their profits, but you know what? That tells me that they're a company that cares.
Yeah, and then the fact that I want to play this, I was like, I know. Here's the thing. When they pulled this off the game shelf, I was a week away from going. I think this was like around my Denver trip. I was gonna go look for it actively while
Same
I was
here. I
on that
wanted
trip.
this game until I heard about that. And I was like, okay.
Well, I'll wait.
Well, it's on our wish list now.
Yeah. The other game announced is another solo game that I'm interested in, a dice game for that matter. It's called Seventh Seal, which looks like a pretty cool little game. Little dice puzzle. Next up, Berlin 1960, which is like an espionage style game. I think this might be a 2-player, but I think it's going to be a series of games if I remember correctly. And then finally, Cities USA, which is going to be different cities. They've already released Cities itself, which is a phenomenal game. I do enjoy it a lot from Steve Finn and Phil Walker Harding. You know, us here are fans of Phil Walker Harding in this podcast. Fanboys, if you will.
Just a little bit, yeah.
But I did like Cities. I thought it was a clean, simple game. Theme is not there whatsoever. But they're making a Cities USA, so it's basically just going to be the different stuff that you get in regular cities, except for I think it's mainly just going to be U.S. cities. They're also planning to do like Cities Europe and other forms of cities, so think Ticket to Ride kind of situation here. But for a $30 game, I don't have a problem with that.
No, not at all.
But that is my end of news.
And now let's begin our actual episode into Kids Table Board Game. But right before that, I wanted to share an interesting thing that happened real quick that's board game related with you, Daniel. So, it finally happened on Board Game Geek. I got a notification one day, or a couple days ago, right, while I was on the trip. And somebody has made a solo campaign for Ravel. An unofficial solo campaign where you could play it 3 to 5 games and it'll rank your efficiency based on how it changes with it. They even wrote backstory lore to it. I just thought that was really neat. I'm honored that happened. I just had to share that with you. I'll show you more later on. But yeah, I mean, right now they're playtesting it a little bit, and it's like, adding in some advanced cards, doing it one way or another, like kind of ramping up, and then depending on how well you do, then it'll give you like a system of like how basically locked in were you.
Okay.
It
sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to shoe in your board game onto our podcast.
That is super exciting. Like, and nobody else will talk about it. I might as well. No, it's just that
you're getting love in Europe, not here in the States.
That's true. In Europe, they love me over there. Some mostly.
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah, like not too many. It's getting more reviews over there than over here, I believe.
Well, but that also because Impatient's a Europe company
right.
too, and
yeah,
they have a small footprint in here in the U.S.
Yeah, exactly.
They have much larger up there.
Right.
I mean, your game debuted in Cannes, all right?
Yeah, it did in France. Yeah, and on top of that, like I've been looking at like kind of like where people are reviewing it from and all that stuff. I got one from New Zealand, so that was cool. And then I got one from Mexico and stuff. So like, oh, okay, it's got some range, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, somebody made an unofficial solo campaign for it. I thought that was really clever.
Oh, you think that's clever? We had a big month in October for this podcast. Did you see the number?
No, I don't see the numbers.
It was in our email, so I thought you saw the number there.
No, not at all. 4 downloads. Wow, that's a lot of downloads.
Add a couple zeros.
Whoa! 4.00 downloads.
Yep, exactly.
Exactly. No, that's lovely.
Yeah, no. So hopefully this continues a nice climb. We averaged pretty decently. I saw that and I was like, what the.
So
what just happened?
Our listeners, like, for real, we love you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. So if you'd listen to our podcast, give us a shout out. Email us at everydayboardgames2020@gmail.com. I feel like I'm sending off the episode. But, like, email us. Tell us what more you want to see. Tell us what you're liking and why you listen to the podcast, and we want to do more of that. But with that being said, let's get into today's episode.
All right, Get Table Board Games is a company that have fun and engaging experiences for everyone. This is coming from the company, Kids Table Board Game. As we mentioned earlier at the top of the podcast, they are a company that also has heavier games. They're like a sister to the other company, which is Burnt Island Games. But I've actually played more Kid Table Board Games than I played Burnt Island Games. I played 2 Burnt Island games.
I don't know if I have played any.
Yeah, you have.
Which one?
Burnt Island and the Hall of the Mountain King. You haven't played Endeavor.
So there's one. I haven't played Endeavor yet.
No, but you've played in the Hall of the Mountain King.
So I've played more Kids Table Board games than that too.
Yeah. But I
2.
love what Kid Table does. The thing about it with Kids Tables, what I like about them, they are a family friendly. Yep. They're not super heavy. They even have rule sets if you want to make it even easier if you're playing with a younger audience. But they're games that 8-year-olds can handle.
Yep.
That's what they want to put out there. What's even interesting about Kids Table Board Games, one of the games that we're going to be talking about, one of the 2 that you've actually played, has been designed by children. So I'm looking forward to that one. And we thought it was funny to do this in the Thanksgiving era. Yeah. Because I've only just recently got out of the kids' tables because... and I'm 40 years old.
Yep.
Most of the cousins all sat together at Thanksgiving. And that was the kids' table growing up, and it was still the kids' table, apparently.
It still is, yeah.
And it was funny, just recently, the most recent Thanksgiving I had, I was at the adult table, me and my wife, we were talking with my brothers and stuff like that, and I'm sitting over here, I'm like, man, these people are way older than me, and I'm in my 40s. I want to go back over there with the other 40-year-olds. Because I got a brother in almost 60. I got another brother who's in his or about to hit his 50s. I just got into my 40s. And then I got cousins who are like in their 40s or their 50s and 60s. And I'm like, I'm going to go back with the younger cousins. They're all my age over here. Yep. Let's go hang out with them.
And hopefully they act younger too.
Well, they do. I still act young. I play with toys. But with that being said, Kid Table Board Games, let's get into it. They have a good amount of games, not crazy levels that we've done before. There was one time, I think it's when we did Game Right last year, where we had to make a limit. Like we can't do 100 and something games anymore, because that was rough.
Yep.
With that being said, here's a lot of their games that you can see the more recent stuff here. But the first one here we are going to be talking about is Food Fighters.
So let's see who reads it out. I'll be starting us off. Food Fighters. Food Fighters came out in 2015, 10 years ago. Wow. Josh Capel Helenia Capel too. Okay.
And I think these are the ones that I mentioned earlier. They're not children, but I think it's their children who made the other game.
Yeah, I know Josh Capel is like also like the artist, I believe, and did a lot of this. So it's a fun, light 2-player battle game. So you'd hate it. Each player controls a team of foods fighting to win a food fight against the opposing team. First player to knock out 3 matching foods from the other team wins. Very simple. You and your opponent control a faction of fighting foods. On your turn, you can move a food fighter or roll dice to attack an opponent. Your food fighter is thinking about that is in reach. Wow, that's a weird sentence right there. Sorry. Or roll for beans, cash. Of course it is.
Learn to read.
No, I mean like
I know.
It's like the fighter they call beans. Like that's your currency. Okay, that's funny. After that, you can spend your beans to buy awesome gear to store or power cards that are unique to your team. Then it's the other guy's turn. Keep going until you've knocked out 3 of a kind on your opponent's team, and you've won. Looks like really clever little components.
The art is really cute.
Yep, the art is always cute in these games.
Cracker Jack, return all of your smashed crackers to the pantry. Migraine. God, this is right up your alley with the stupid puns.
Yep. Oh man, look. You have a s'more team? You have a s'more team? I'm in. Oh my goodness, that sounds great. And they have a lunchbox?
I think this was like a promo thing where it came in a lunchbox.
Yeah, if it has some s'mores in it, I'm in. That's great.
It's great
and
artwork.
Bacon. Oh my goodness.
But you're right. I might not like this one. It doesn't seem that kind of game that I would enjoy too much. But
right.
It's simple
player
enough.
Count. Yeah.
No, it's not the incorrect player count. I've learned, and we've learned, I don't mind 2-player games as long as they're not one of those like tug-of-war head-to-head battle system things.
It sounds exactly
like what it is. Yeah. Because we had a blast playing Seven Wonders Duel recently on Board Game Arena.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
Next game that we're going to be talking about here is Problem Picnic Attack of the Ants, which, by the way, I have. I just got a copy of it from the most recent Bookman's run.
Nice.
This is a dexterity game.
Oh, yeah. That's right. You were telling me about this.
It's a perfect day for a picnic. The park fills with families spreading their blankets and setting out colorful plates loaded with delicious treats. But there has never been a picnic without the uninvited guests, ants. Then Problem Picnic, Attack of the Ants, players are competing ant colonies trying to steal the best plates of food from the picnic blankets. In this 2 to 4 player game, which is nice, it's a dice rolling dexterity game, and the dice are your ants. Roll them onto the picnic card, try to get the most ants onto the best foods. Different custom dice at your disposal represents your industrious workers, your speedy scouts, and your sturdy soldiers. At the end of the day, the colony has arranged their stolen plates to the best satisfy the whims of the queen, who will earn the most points and win the game. And this artwork, again, Josh Capel, again, fantastic art, and the dice are really nice looking. Mm-hmm. I think it's screen printed, if I remember correctly, but they're wooden rounded dice. But you have like the big dice here.
Those are totally plastic. That's printed plastic.
Yeah, so
it has too much shine.
I don't know. I haven't looked at it since we got it. It was unpunched, by the way, when we got it.
Wow.
But these are the cards. These are the food that you're going to be competing for. So you kind of want the cookies, and everybody's fighting for the cookies.
Of course.
You're basically rolling the dice on there, dexterity wise, and hopefully it lands on the gingham, how the British Baking Show calls it. Looks really cool. I'm a sucker for dexterity games. It's a Scott Alms design as well, so I'm intrigued by his stuff as well.
Yeah.
You have some special abilities like Stomping Foot and Winged Ants, so it looks cute, honestly, and I can't wait to get it to the table and try it. In fact, I think one of my picks this week, or not this week, but when it's my pick again, might be this game.
That's cool. Very cool. The next one we're going to be talking about is Kokonana.
Which is a Hutch game, originally.
Yeah, originally Hutch. Test your memory to race across 2 bodies of water and match your key to the lock. Interesting, okay. So it looks like you have a series of moving tiles of some kind. Mm-hmm. I may be wrong on that. Every year at the Temple Festival, the best runners have a race across the Nanakoko River. Wait, isn't it Kokonana? I don't know. Alright, to do this, they have to find stepping stones in the water, which they must after which they must open the mystical temple with the right key. I cannot do this today, apparently. Coco Nana is a lively race in which good memory skills are useful, but not absolutely necessary. Missions are accompanied by a loud Kokorama.
There, make it
I
bigger
saw
for
you.
your...
No, hold on. It's not that I can't read it. I just can't. I can't word today. It's a kid's memory game. You know what? Yep. We're gonna carry on from there.
I made it bigger for your old eyes.
Thanks, sitting at the kids' table here.
Alright, moving on to the next game here. This is called Haunt the House.
I'm curious about this one.
I've been looking at this one. I haven't pulled the trigger on this one. But it is we are ghosts competing to scare ghost hunters out of the various rooms of our haunted house and collecting their exploration gear as trophies. Each ghost hunter is scared out only by a specific combination of scares. Each player has a hand of scares that they'll try to get those ghosts out. You're going to be doing two things, one of two things on your turn. You're going to play scares, or you're going to call boo. When you play scares, you play them face down to a ghost hunter so that other players won't know what you're playing. Or face up, which gives other players information, but allow you to activate the awesome power of the room that ghost hunter is in. When you call boo, you point to a ghost hunter and reveal any face down scares. Then, if more scares are needed, if you have them, add scares from your hand to finish off the ghost hunter. You scared out that ghost hunter, grab their gear for your collection. At the end of the game, the ghost who has collected the most valuable set of gear wins the game. And so there is an experience version of the game which adds a variety of phantoms. So like we were talking about earlier, the way they do it, they give you either a simple version of the game to start out, or they give you a more advanced for later things, or they'll give you the advanced games. And if you want to make it easier for younger audiences, they'll give you a variant to dumb it down, in a sense. Not really dumbing it down, but making it easier for younger audiences. Mm-hmm. So I love that aspect of what they're doing. Yeah. And I love the way this one looks. I want to try this one a lot. It looks really neat. I'm guessing these are the characters that you're trying to scare. Mm-hmm. And I think these are our ghosts, which is kind of cool. So yeah, it looks pretty good, interesting. Like I said, I'm very particular. I've been liking a lot of the kid table board games. I
like their custom insert right there. That's great. Yeah, why not, right?
Yep. All right. Next one on the list here.
Now this one is the one I'm interested in trying. I know it's a dexterity. Yep.
Well, guess what? Because I know if I remember correctly, this is one that is on Damn It Dom's Shelf of Shame.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do want to try this. Wreck Raiders. This one, dive into wreckage for valuable, collect artifacts, and build exotic aquariums. I do know that it uses the inside of like the box or the box lid. Mm-hmm. There's a printed board, and you're rolling stuff or moving tokens, throwing it. There's some kind of dexterity element where you're throwing stuff into it. Yeah, you're rolling dice. So plunge into the glittering sea to recover exotic treasures from the sea floor overflowing with pirate shipwrecks. Send your divers to the deep, but be careful. Moving too close to the other divers lets them get in on the haul too. Gather lost loot and beach baubles to assemble museum exhibits and construct eye-popping aquariums. But don't forget to save the best bits for your personal collection. Dice drafting worker placement. I love it. I want it. That sounds awesome. Genuinely.
No, it looks really cool. I do want to try it. It's one that I've been wanting to try. Yeah. So here's the board you were talking about. And it looks really interesting. I just haven't tried it. I know it's on Damn It Dom's table and or on his Shelf of Shame, and I do want to get it played because it's like, hey, if I like it, I might get it.
Yeah, exactly. No, it looks really clever.
All right, next game we're going to be talking on the list here is a game I actually owned at one point in time and played. And I just thought it was okay, but it's a fine game for what it was doing. I just have other stuff that does what it does better. Collect 2 bugs into hand every round. Leftover bugs activate powers affecting all. This is called Bugs on the Rugs, or Bugs on Rugs. In fact, I picked this up with you when at Barnes & Noble's one time in El Paso. And I tried it. It was fine. I liked what it did. So many bugs crawling around on a beautiful rugs. Ants like to travel in big colonies. Fireflies love bright rug. It's just a set collection kind of game. Mm-hmm. Players take turns drafting bugs from the floor into their hand to make different sets. Each bug will score differently at the end of the game. At the end of each round, there will be one leftover bug. It crawls onto the wall where its unique power will activate to change things up. At the end of the game, the players reveal their bug collections, and we see who has made the most valuable hand of creepy crawlers. And I remember, in fact, I was like, this is a good set collection card game. It's fine. I don't need it because I have a lot of set collection card games that do this with a little bit
why
better.
Can't we play archaeology, right?
That
or
kind of
something like that, yeah.
However, I did trade this to Gamehead Geek, and he's, from my understanding, has used it with his children and stuff like that, which is what this game is for, to play with younger children. But it's a fantastic little starter set collection style game where you're trying to draft certain things that give you certain abilities. I like the spiders. They're pretty cool. So spiders basically eliminate flies and that sort of thing. I think this is what you get when you draft them in here. So for every this that you have to eliminate, you get 7 points, or this just gives you straight 7 points, but you have to eliminate that animal. And then the bottom part is the ability when it's on the wall, basically when it left the grid. So it's really cool, really cute art. I just have games that do what it does that I like more, but it's perfect for that younger audience.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Next one we have up is Fossilis. This is one that really, this was the first one that I saw from them where I was like, whoa, what is going on here? Because the components look amazing. So, Fossilis, you have a 3D terrain, you're digging up fossils. An incredible new dinosaur graveyard has been discovered. If the early findings are any indication, it could be a treasure trove of fossils and bones like the world has never seen. In Fossilis, 2 to 5 players become paleontologists working the dig site with shovels, whisk brooms, and chisels, looking for a find that can make their career. So I do know that there are different tiles that make up the board, different level of like how strong they are. You sometimes there's different things on the underside of them, and the board itself is made up of like these little caverns where you're actually taking little stuff out of it. Once you get down into that, you can get whatever's underneath it.
Totally 3D printed board right there.
Oh, that one is, yeah. That's pretty obvious, isn't it? No, I mean, the pieces and components are just absolutely stellar.
Yeah, no, it looks really good. This is one of the ones that, this and Rec Raiders are the ones that kind of started paying attention to them, because they're like, wow, you're producing really good games with simple actions.
Yep.
Now, we're going to get to, actually, the next game on the list here is not that simple, but it's really neat what it does. And are you good here?
Yep.
All right, moving on to the next one. And the first game I've ever played outside... Well, I played Bugs on Rugs first. This is the one that I actively went for because it's the anthropomorphic animals that we did recently on our Top 8 debate. I love everything about this. It's about winter is coming and you're preparing your burrow to make it as comfy and cozy as you want. It's a 1 to 5 player game designed by Roberta Taylor. We'll see her coming later on. She's done the entire Creature Comforts trilogy now because the newest one, like I said, is on Kickstarter. So this one is a dice manipulation game where dice worker placement, I want to say, where you're going to have your family, but you're going to use the dice to activate your workers where that location where they're at. You have your 2 family dice, and those are the only 2 dice that you roll at the start of the turn. So you kind of have an idea what you have. But then there's also community dice that you share with everybody at the table. So if you're first player, you're rolling those dice, and everybody at the table are using those dice plus their family dice. So it's like, but you have to put all your workers out, and you only have the little information you have of what you've rolled. Then those other rolls, and you're putting your workers out and be like, I hope you roll something or I can activate all these workers. It's really cool, and there's a Dutch auction in here. There is stuff that can make you have more powers, variable powers. There's in-game bonuses here. There's round bonuses based on certain cards that come up. Like this guy, you can use this guy as a specific character you can work with. If you roll these numbers, you can activate this ability. If you get this number, you can activate this ability. This is his ability. During all month long, they change out into round, into season, that kind of thing. And you're changing those every round. These are the different stuff that can give you abilities, a worker placement spot you can put above the board. It's got a lot of stuff going into it, and this is one of the rules, or the ones I was telling you about, that has rules where you can make it easier for younger audiences.
Yeah.
Because it has a bunch of worker placement spots. You're also having to make sure you have the dice. There is some dice mitigation in here, because if you cannot activate somewhere your worker's at, you get a lessons learned ability where you can add or subtract from a die later on. You can't wrap. It's not Stefan Feld. Right. So, but it is a fantastic little worker placement game, and all it is you're trying to get either your little things out and you're trying to collect stuff to make your house a little bit more cozy for winter. You'll have cards right here that will do it, and they start working with each other. This one will give you points for every something stored in that fairy garden. This one is give you points for every book you've gained throughout the game, because that's one of the resources. There's board games in here, warm socks. You turn these in, and also, you see the little hearts right there? Mm-hmm. Those are your points at the end of the game. Most points at the end of the game is the winner. I adore this game. And so, this is what I was telling you about. These are the family dice. So, this is the blue player's dice right here. And he has to use one of the other people, or the other dice that was rolled by the first player. Everybody uses those dice. Do not change those die faces. If you're adding or subtracting, just put your tokens on top of it. This way people know what you're doing, because you don't want to change those numbers, because they're used for everybody. But honestly, I really do enjoy this game. This is probably my favorite of the kids table board games, because it's got that nice crunch to it, but it's not super heavy. Next one, later down the line, I also enjoy, but I need to play it with more players. But next one for you.
All right. Next one is power plants. Grow a magical garden full of unique, powerful plants. What are those? Are those meeples? Or so we have a hex grid, and I'm seeing a lot of cubes. Okay. Just a boatload of cubes. All right, I'm curious about this. Every wizard in the neighborhood knows...
Now you're really interested in this one.
Every wizard in the neighborhood knows... Oh, no, it's area majority. I'm all right with that. Knows that the best spell components are grown fresh. Unfortunately, only one particular plot of fertile soil in the area is best for growing magical plants. Everyone agrees to share the garden, but you have a plan. Your team of loyal sprites will use the powers of the plants to infiltrate the garden as it grows, so that everything is in full bloom. The most potent patches will belong to you. Cool. Wizard-themed area control with plants and cubes and a hex board.
It's kind of up your alley.
Didn't sell it on me.
So I'm assuming these are the player colors. Those little cubes there.
I would... Oh, goodness, some of those are similar.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
I think there's a gray and a light blue. Oof.
The tiles look cool.
The tiles look amazing.
I guess the tiles.
They had special meeples and stuff for some of them. That's cool.
Yeah, and I think you could still find like the Kickstarter stuff online.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool.
That was the deluxe edition that we were looking at.
Yeah. I would try it.
I would try it, yeah. And I think this is another one that Damn It Dom has as well.
Yeah.
It looks intriguing. It's right up Damn It Dom's alley with the area majority game. Yeah, so. Like I said, I'm willing to try it. Next game on the list, we both have played for once. Yes. Mm-hmm. This is the one I was talking about where it was made by the children of Josh Capel and his wife. I can't remember her name from the beginning. But this is Diced Veggies. And it's a clever little game about trying to make the perfect slice to get the right kind of vegetables to trigger your cards to give you rewards. Mm-hmm. It is a really cute game. So this, the description here, something delicious is cooking up in the kitchen. As a talented chef, it's up to you to carefully carve up the right ingredients to turn them into culinary masterpiece. Prepare a wide variety of recipes from around the world and hype them up to earn extra praise. You take turns with the cleaver, slicing ingredients away from the shared chopping block and assigning them to recipes you're working on. It's a unique resource gathering mechanism. The particular veggies that your recipe requires isn't your only consideration. You can take a limited number of pips with each chop, and the right dice value can unlock all sorts of drool-worthy hypes. And so that's the thing. It's like you can only chop a certain amount of dice. So you're basically going to have it set up like this, and you need to set it up where you're going to slide them out, and they're going to have to match up a certain number. I can't remember what the
10
number
is the max.
10 is the max. So if there's 1, 6, and a 4, hey, yeah, I could take that one. But like this block right here, say this wasn't there, you couldn't take this block because there's just too many right there. However, if you chop right here, you can take this block because that equals 10. And so I like that aspect of it, and the fact that like an 8 or 9 year old designed this game,
Yep.
it just tickles my fancy.
And it's custom dice.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, they're really
There's
nice
no
dice.
ones on those dice.
Yeah.
There's 2 twos and everything else normal pips.
Yeah. So it's a clever little game. The fact that the children of game designers came up with this is kind of cool. Jory Capel and Rowan Capel. It's a fantastic little game. I have fun with it. I'm glad I've played it. I don't own it. I may pick it up on a deal somewhere down the line if I do ever end up owning it, but it's fine for what it is. Gamehead Geek owns it. I'll play it with his copy. So.
Yep. There you go. All right, the next one is Nanatorodori.
Which re-implements Hachi Tree.
Yeah, re-implements Hachi Train. Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. In Nanatorodori, you are a guide at a castle where the bird party has just concluded, and you are now helping the birds return home. The birds being cards in your hand. From a deck of 63 cards with 9 copies of 1 through 7, players get a hand of cards that they cannot rearrange. Ooh, that's a very common mechanism now.
Yeah, Scout did it. Jungo does it.
Yep, from a hand of cards.
Bonanza started it.
Bonanza started it, right? The starting player leads a set of cards with the same value, but they can play multiple cards only if the cards are adjacent to one another in each other's hand.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna stop there because if you played Scout, Jungo is a new one that just came out recently. From
Happy Camper.
Happy Camper. Yep. And yeah, I mean, this is like a very classic game. I need to show you President one of these days. That's another, it's a shedding game like this. It's a classic card game. And I just absolutely adore playing it. And it's just absolutely wild because of the shenanigans that it does.
Do have to make mention, I don't think this is in Kids Table board game just yet, or it's just coming out. I know they announced it late last year or early this year. The version you're seeing right here is the ArcLight version, if I remember correctly, because this is a Japanese game that they're bringing over. I think they just had a Kickstarter for it. That's why I think it's like in the June. But look at that art.
Yeah,
I hope they kept that art.
Well, I mean, even if they don't, I'm sure they'll have great art for it.
Oh, yeah, but
it'll probably be way more cartoony, but
that is fantastic art, though.
Yeah, it is.
Look, he's stylish. He has a vest on.
Cool.
But it looks intriguing. I like those little card shedding games where you don't move anything. So I want to see what they did with this one.
I like the owl with the top hat, personally. That's my favorite.
That's not an owl. That's an owl.
So what is that, then?
Some sort of finch or
well,
starling.
It has a top hat.
Yeah,
that's why it's awesome. I just noticed the parakeet or whatever that is.
It's got a little fan.
It's fanning itself. That's silly. That's silly. I like that. Actually.
Like I said, I love.
The more I'm looking, the more I'm liking this.
I mean, it looks really cute. Yeah. That's what I was saying. It's like I hope they keep that art on here because it looks really neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, this is the ArcLight copy of it.
Cool.
And you can get this imported. I know that for a fact. I think Mike DeLisio has a version.
But you also won't need to.
Yeah, if you can get the Kid Double board game version. So there's that. And the next one on the list here is the other one that was Roberta Taylor, Maple Valley. This is a really neat game. This is spring is over. You're coming out of winter, and now you're going to explore the forest. It is roaming. I'm looking at the kid. I have the Kickstarter version of it up, so it's telling you what comes in the Kickstarter version. But in essence, you're basically trying to. There's the map. I was looking for this. You're basically doing some more set collection. You're using resources that you have. You're also using your movement of your characters to go around the map to trigger the different areas. Sometimes you can go down certain paths based on certain cards that you play. It's really neat with what it does. You also got these ability cards right here. These are what you're trying to collect. And you work all your way up to here, and then you head back down over here, and you're collecting friends along the way to help you meet your set collection. And you're just trying to do a spring festival, setting off lanterns and stuff like that. This is your time track up here, and these are the rewards for each part of the day. So like say this is early morning, and then you got morning, afternoon, noon, afternoon, and evening, and you're just following this tracker down the thing, and that once that's done, whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. And I'm trying to remember, I don't think it's roll and move. I think you play a card to move up a certain track. Let me look at the mechanisms real quick. Hand management, set collection. So yeah, you're just moving your card, using your cards. It's multi-use cards in a sense. You're using them to move up, or you're using them as characters and stuff like that. It's really neat. You're collecting these resources to turn in for certain cards as well.
Cool.
So yeah, I do enjoy it a lot. It's a fantastic one. Now, the next one on our list is an older game with a new name because they didn't have the copyright.
Technically, I have played this.
Yes.
This is the third one that I have technically played because I played the original one. It was originally Wasabi, now it is Maki Master. This game is all about just fulfilling orders, sushi restaurant orders.
Yep.
As a master sushi chef, you've studied the craft for years. You took diligent training to perfect specialty maki, like your all-day breakfast, octopus's garden, and squid salad sandwich. But now you face your toughest challenge yet, Friday night dinner rush. So basically what you're doing is you're placing out maki tiles all along the board, and you're using those tiles on the board to fulfill orders. You can also put down wasabi tokens in it to do different effects. I think actually like increased scores or kind of wilds or something to that effect. And yeah, I mean that it's fairly simple on how it works. The thing is that what gets in people's way is that you have to have them in the exact order as well, which makes it kind of intriguing. Maybe they've changed that over the years, but either way, I mean, Maki Master, I've played it before. I don't own my copy anymore, but I imagine they have just as cool components as the original one did as well.
Oh yeah, and the Kickstarter exclusive edition is fantastic. What's interesting about this one, normally you have to go in a straight line, so you have to start with rice, then you have, like I'm looking at this card here, you have to start with rice, you have to go to this piece of fish, and I think this, and you have to follow a straight line to do it. There are ability cards that can actually let you do, like, turn a corner and be like, okay, there's these three, and then there's that last piece right there. As long as you make that line and use that card to help you cut that corner, that's how...
See, I don't remember that in the original.
That's how they get away with it. They have different, these cards right here. Spin wasabi to the supply, then place a tile. Slicing does different stuff. There's switch, return. You have like a bunch of little special ability cards that allow you to do certain things. So I do like this one.
Okay.
All right, next game on the list is the last one I have played. Mind you, there's only one other one that might be out. I have played Maki Masters. I own it. I've also played Maple Valley, and I own that one too. So 4 so far. Here's number 5, Cafe Barras. And I enjoy this one. It's a filler game, hands down filler game. It's multi-use cards where either you're putting out food in front of you or you're using it to supply the customer part of the card to get money, to help you buy other cards, to help you build up your cafe, to get the most points at the end of the game. First person in a multiplayer game to 3 favored customers, which is where you're going to tuck a card if you hit every tag on their thing, including the decor. You can put them as a favor customer, and they're basically they're going to give you points at the end of the game. Once you do that, first person to hit 3 of those will trigger the end round, and we'll finish that off. But yeah, it is a fantastic little multi-use cards. I showed you as a quick little game. We actually played the longer version and went to first of 4, and damn it, Dom kicked our butt at this one. But so this part of the card here is telling you, if you put this out, this is a T tag. If you use this this is the cost of it to put it into your hand, to put it for you to use as a tableau. And this is the point total it's going to get you later at the end of the game based on what it says here. These ones basically give you an instant ability when you place them out in front of you. And this is the customer tag right here. You're going to get a coin for every one of those that are in front of you. And if you have that piece of decor, you can make them a favorite customer and you'll tag them under your card. Most points at the end of the game wins. You'll also have an ability to go after cards that will give you in-game ability or give in-game points. Sometimes it's going to be the person who has the most of something. Sometimes is if you just meet it, you get 6 points or whatever off of it. It's a fantastic little simple multi-use card game that plays pretty quickly. This is how to warm up a night or in the night, or if you just need to play something small and simple in between bigger games. And that is Cafe Barras. What was your thoughts on this one?
It was cute. It had some interesting parts. I remember there was something about it that I was like, wait, I don't really get like why you would or wouldn't. Like you either don't have to fulfill all those or like the optional decor item, and there was something about it where I was like, oh yeah, you can like do it like part of the way, but you don't only get something else.
The main reason you do it like that is
bit.
if you're really needing money for you to buy a card.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, you discard it for each of those tags.
So you'll get a coin for each one of those tags unless they have like a heart symbol on them. Like say this had a heart symbol on that coffee, then you'll get a coin for every one of those tags that you have.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that, and I think I played it wrong the first few turns or something like that.
Well, so did David.
And I was so far behind. I was like, oh, okay, well, Dom has supernatural powers that he can catch up.
Yeah,
I don't. So that's it for me.
Yeah, but it was a nice little.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
All right, and we're coming into the newer stuff. Like, I don't know if this next game is out yet. I know it was on a Kickstarter. I don't know if it's fulfilled yet.
Okay, this is Layers.
Yeah,
Build
2026.
a devious dungeon and explore rivals' creations. I already love that, like, meeple there or whatever that goo thing is. I think it's awesome.
2-player only game.
You want to bring it down? 2-player only game.
This one looks like a really cool 2-player game.
2-player deduction.
Yep.
No less. All right. You've worked hard to earn your spot in the Adventurers Guild, but the last obstacle remains. You must square off with the cunning rival guild and hopeful in an exam of precarious paths that will test your skills at building a devious dungeon and exploring one. To pass, you have to complete the tricky labyrinth. Your opponent has created full dead-end traps, enchanted monsters, and if you can find it, valuable treasures. You enter their dungeon with your own set of skills, and over the course of this challenge, you'll grow as an adventurer. Will it be enough to map the right path, defeat the monsters in your own way, and escape the most valuable collection of treasure? Your spot in the Adventurer Guild depends on it. Let's look at the pieces.
Oh, this is a fantastic looking game.
Yeah, I mean, I like the art alone, if nothing else. But I'm wondering, okay, so you're building up walls in between the paths.
Yeah, and then pitfalls,
doorways,
doorways,
like little traps and stuff.
Yep.
I'm guessing, is this the one where you use the box like as like a separator or something?
I think this is like a.
Oh no, you have a piece of paper. Okay, well,
no,
that's treasure chest token is cool.
I think that's a prototype, maybe. I don't know about that part.
I don't remember.
I remember looking at the Kickstarter. My thing is, I'm very hesitant to get 2-player games. Not that I hate them. Don't even start that. It's just because. I only play 2-player game or 4-player games or 3-player games. There is never a time where I could play 2-player games because my wife comes home and be like, "No, okay, fine." I even tried to get her like, "I'll do this if you play games with me," and she was like, "It's not that worth."
And you and I both know that's not how that happens.
That did not work. Nope. But I got out of the thing I didn't want to do. So.
Well, there you go.
All right, with that being said, moving on to the next one. This is currently on Kickstarter as of today. When this airs, I believe it should still be on Kickstarter. This is River Market. This is the third one that I was talking about from Roberta Taylor from the Creature Comfort line. This is the summer part of the game. River Market. It's summertime in Maple Valley, and the River Market is open for business. The narrow streets and waterways are bustling with vendors, hawking their wares with customers in search of good bargains. The market is growing, with new businesses opening all the time. Pick your path carefully, hire the right help, and set up a shop or two of your own in this quick, lively game for the whole family. It's a standalone game, again, in the Creature Comforts. As Forest Creators, players take turns moving around the market, activating buildings they visit, hiring helpful new employees, and adding their own new businesses. Gameplay is quick, and before you know it, the market will be closed for another day. Will you make the biggest contribution to the growing river market? You have to play to find out. So it has a rondel system in it, but you're building up the rondel. So it doesn't have the pictures here. And I'll have to show it to you later, like on the Kickstarter and stuff like that. But you'll have like these tarot-sized cards that you're either using the cards to move your character that many steps to activate cards that are in there, but you can only move forward and then around the river and basically rondel style. Mm-hmm. There's no moving back. It's not Merlin where you can use Merlin to go backwards. But you're going forward, but you're building out more, so you can use the card for another thing by building a new stall out there. And I think you have to build all your stalls to basically trigger the end round. And it looks really cool. It looks really quick, like a really quick game to play. good resources and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it. I've loved every game in the Creature Comfort line so far. The first two, Maple Valley and Creature Comforts, and I think I'll end up liking this. I'm a sucker for Rondell, so that they got me.
Rondell's are dope.
They got me at Rondell. So
that because there was a Rondell in Hamburgum, you considered playing it.
Yes. That game was ugly as sin. This one's not.
That's very pretty looking.
This is a very pretty looking game. I love that cover.
Yep. Cool. All right. Seashells, a Bruno Faiduti game. Is this a remake or no? This is a new one?
No, it's brand new.
Explore the ocean side to assemble the best collection of seashells. Okay, so second collection. Beautiful day for a walk on the beach and seashells. She sells seashells
at the
by
seashore.
Bruno Faiduti. You explore the ocean side competing with other players to assemble the best collection of shells. Each turn, you move the beachcomber along the path to gather conches, starfish, scallops, and move more in the direction, or more in different shapes and colors. At the end of the game, you'll score points for having the best collection of both shapes and colors. Can you become the best conchologist on the beach? Conchologist? Is that really the term?
All I know for a fact is conch is not good. I had it when I was in the Bahamas. Was not a fan.
Okay. Take your word on that. Yeah. Grid movement, area movement, abstract strategy. Sounds cool.
It looks like a very abstract strategy game, but it is pretty.
Yeah. Those pieces are great.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So is that the beachcomber or is that just a bucket?
That's probably the beachcomber, yeah. I mean, what else are they going to carry, you know?
I guess you're just putting it in the...
Halves of fish. That's cool.
That is pretty neat. It looks interesting. I'm hit or miss when it comes to Faiduti games.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool. There's that set collection right there. So and it gives you a little mat to keep track of what they're doing.
Yep.
But yeah, it looks interesting. It is a pretty game. That's the thing. They don't skip out on the looks on these games.
No.
And the last game on the list here, which is interesting. I only found out about this game when I was setting this up for the podcast. This is Pack and Paddle. This is a game that is not even supposed to come out till 2027. They already have it up here. Designed by Matthew O'Malley and Ben Rossett. Apparently it's 1 to 4 players, 30 to 45 minutes. The car is packed. Nature is calling. The time is right to get away from it for a few days. Raise your tent and unplug for the weekend for the great outdoors. You spend 3 days in the wood with the stars as your ceiling and wilderness as your playground. Each day is filled with opportunities to explore nature, spot some wildlife, have an adventure or two. A seasoned camper knows the keys to success. Trip relies on good planning and a well-stocked campsite. Throughout the day, draft supplies and tour your surroundings. At dusk, gather around the fire pit and contribute wood to keep the campfire going. It's a new game from the designer of Fromage in Search for Planet X. So it's like set collection, adventure. That's the only tags for it. This intrigues me a lot.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, so when you say it's the designer of Fromage or designers of Fromage, I'm very intrigued. I adored that game. And it says it's a drafting game. I hope it's not pick and pass drafting or you're already going to hate the game.
Right. Oh, man.
But I hope it does like a smart, fun little draft.
Yeah.
And kit table board games do tend to do some fun stuff like that. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Interesting.
But yeah, so when I set this up...
2 years from now.
2 years. When I set this up, I'm like, wait, what is this? It doesn't even have a picture or anything. So I picked it up and I'm like, oh, this sounds really good. Go. With that being said, that was the library of, or gameography of kids table board games. Really family-friendly company. So I like a lot of their games.
So which one out of the ones that you haven't played are you most excited about?
The one that I know of for sure is River Market. That's the one I am most excited to try because it's got a rondelle, and I'm a sucker for rondelles. Mm-hmm. But Pack and Paddle has me really intrigued what that one's going to do. I
mean, Seashells was intriguing to me because I like abstract strategies, but still Wreck Raiders is something I've been wanting to try for a long time.
And personally, the Ants at the Picnic one is interesting to me because it's right over there.
Well, of course, yeah. That intrigues you a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
I saw it. I was like, Dexterity, Scott Alms. It's okay ratings. I'll check this one out. It's coming off credit, so.
Yeah, exactly. You got it for essentially free.
Basically trade in stuff that I wasn't going to play to try something that I may or may not keep.
Yeah, exactly. So, we hope you've enjoyed today's episode today. We have an email. You can email us directly at everydayboardgames2020@gmail.com, or check us out on Instagram, instagram.com/everydayboardgames, and see all of the stuff. Email us to either tell us hello, enter in future contests, or just give us ideas for future episodes. Or, like I said, if you're joining us on the chat, tell us your thoughts on our episodes. We want to hear more from you. And Instagram.com, see the shenanigans or the games that him and I have been playing lately.
As well as all video re-uploads and reviews are found under youtube.com/@everydayboardgames. And if you like what we do, there are 3 things you can do to help us grow on the platform. Subscribe if you're not. Like the video and comment down below and tell us your thoughts on the subject.
We also stream our episodes live at twitch.tv/everydayboardgames. Come join us and make sure you follow us there so that way you can be notified when we go live and join in on the conversation as we're filming our episodes.
And all audio versions can be found on most podcast platforms under Everyday Board Games Podcast. So include Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, and Apple.
So as always, I've been your host, Daniel.
And I've been your host, Daniel.
And we want to thank you for listening to Everyday Board Games.
And remember, every day is a good day for board gaming. Also, come and see us at Board Game Geek.